Okay, so to begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Aditya Prakash, and here are two things about me that you might find interesting in the context of this video. Number one is the fact that I'm an atheist, okay? And I've known that I'm an atheist since I was maybe 12, 13. So that means that I don't believe in any gods. I don't believe that there was a creator entity, or that there is a creator entity who created the universe and who reveals itself from time to time to talk to, well, one species of primates on one planet. I don't believe that, okay? Number two is the fact that I'm vegan. I've been vegan since May 2016. So that's more than 4 years now. And I'm not vegan for the environment, I'm not vegan for my health. I am vegan for animal liberation. Okay, so something that we need to understand here is something called speciesism. Okay, so what is speciesism? Speciesism is a form of discrimination on the basis of species. Just as racism is a form of discrimination on the basis of race, right? Just as the point of racial justice is to recognize that while there might be several differences between different races of people, right? We have different skin color, we have different proportions, we have different bone densities, we have different average heights, and so on, right? While there might be several differences, none of it matters morally. The point of veganism is to recognize that while there might be several differences between the different species, right, none of it matters morally, right? While pigs and humans might be very different from each other, as they indeed are, there is no difference that is morally relevant. At the very least, there is no morally relevant difference that is sufficient, right, which would allow us to justifiably put more value on our temporary taste pleasure than the life and liberty of a pig. So is it okay then to eat cows, to put their life and liberty, to put less value on their life and liberty than on 5 minutes of temporary taste pleasure to us? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And there is no moral distinction between doing it to cows and doing it to chickens and doing it to goats and doing it to pigs and so on and so forth. Okay? If you are okay with eating chicken, with people eating chicken, right, then really you are a hypocrite if you are saying that people eating cows are doing something uniquely different, something uniquely evil. That's the theoretical point, I suppose, but does it work? Is it reducing animal suffering? Right? There is no evidence to suggest that it is. Okay, not to my knowledge. If there is evidence and I'm simply unaware of it, which is possible, please send the evidence to me. I'd like to look at it. Okay. There is something I do know, however. It is the fact that India is currently, at the time of recording this video, the second or third largest exporter of beef in the world. If you're supporting this beef ban, you have terribly missed the point of animal ethics. Right? The point of animal ethics is not that there is something inherently wrong with eating something that was once the body part of an animal. Like, that is wrong, but it's not wrong in and of itself. It's wrong because when you do that, right, you cause unnecessary animal suffering. You're causing unnecessary suffering. Okay, that's the problem. The production of milk, which is later converted to various products, is also cruel. Okay? It is incredibly cruel to the point that a glass of milk might be more cruel than a pound of meat. Okay? And I've detailed why that is so in a previous video. I'll link that somewhere around here or here. I keep forgetting where that appears, but anyway, do check that out. You're causing a lot of suffering when you consume dairy products like ice cream or cheese or milk or milkshakes and so on, right? So you've missed the point in two ways, okay? Two ways. Number one, right, is that you've made a special distinction for one species, cows. over every other non-human animal species. Right? The special treatment of one species is the root of the problem, not the solution. Okay, number two is that even if we accept that there's something special about cows that gives them greater moral value than chickens, for example, even if we accept that, which I don't, by the way, even then you are still causing unnecessary suffering by your consumption of dairy. Okay, so the last thing, but definitely not the least important thing that I have to talk about, that I just couldn't let go while I was talking about the beef ban, is the demonization of people who do consume beef. Is that okay? No, absolutely not. When we put lower value on the life and liberty of non-human animals like chickens and goats and pigs and cows, then our temporary taste pleasure, that's a form of injustice. It's a grave injustice, right? Also, when you demonize people for doing something that's nothing uniquely immoral, they're just doing what everyone else is doing, right? Here I'm talking about people who eat beef. When you demonize them for no good reason, that's also injustice. Okay, and here's the thing. More injustice is not the solution to injustice. Love will win the war. Selective hatred definitely won't. Okay, so that's all. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. I have been Aditya Prakash, or Soytheist. You can follow me on social media here, and I'll see you in the next one.